Well, hello there. And this is Auntie. And I am here to do my review of 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, Season 5, Episode 9. And I can't remember what the title was. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you so much for joining the family. And to all of my nieces and nephews and my members who have been patiently awaiting your auntie to get her get out of jail card. Thank you so much for your patience, for your love, for your support, all that kind of stuff. I stayed up last night just waiting and waiting and waiting to have our party, and we couldn't have the party last night, but we will be partying for me being back live again. Oh my God. It's been so long. It's been so long. I'm missing you, baby. Okay, it's been a long time coming, and I'm so happy to be back. Members, thank you all so much for waiting on your auntie, for being patient, for not quitting, for hanging in there, for not dropping your membership. It's just, I have just so much to be grateful for, and I thank you all so much. Like, I'm serious. I thank you all so much for your support. Because I am back live on this channel doesn't mean that I won't be on the other one. Because we still gonna rock and roll over there on that channel as well. That channel is going to be where we do all the breakdowns of the episode, okay? So never fear. Your auntie has been actually under the weather for the last couple of days. I just have not been feeling well, but I am feeling much better. Thank you very much for asking. But let's get into this review. If I had to rate tonight's episode, I would rate tonight's episode, let's say a C. I think until they get some of these characters off of here, they will not be getting a high rating from me, okay? Thank you so much for the super chat, baby. I don't have my glasses, but thank you so much for the super chat. The first couple I want to talk about is Tonya and Stengen. As we all know, Tonya and Stengen does not have the perfect marriage at all, okay? And so the two of them are right now in South Africa to visit Stengen's family. In particular, specifically his brother, who has had an injury and almost lost his life. And so basically we see the two of them get up at mom and them house. They have all rented an Airbnb. And Tonya and Stengen are up, and they're going to go over to see the brother, the sister, and the mother, talk about, what kind of condition he's in, just to give Stengen a heads up about what possibly could be happening. And so Stengen goes over, to the brother's house and everything, and he just becomes extremely emotional. And I can understand that, you've been over in America and you've been having to live with someone by the name of Tonya. But, the thing about it is when Stengen, got into the car and he began to drive the car, he had a stick shift. And so, if you haven't driven, a manual car in a long time, you have an automatic, okay? I've never driven a manual car. I never want to try it. But when you get a little bit rusty and all of that kind of stuff. So Stengen tries to put the car in gear, and the car moves up just a little, just a smidget, just a little bit too much. Wasn't enough for no actual whiplash or anything like that. And the car moved up, and of course Tonya overreacts, and she, oh my God. And he's like, what? I mean, what's going on, baby? She's like, the car just sped up, and, was ongoing traffic, and we were in the middle. We were on the medium, and I'm sitting up there thinking, boo, like, he barely moved the car, okay? He was trying to shift himself. And so anyway, of course, she overreacts and everything, and, next thing you know, she's out the window like, and so and so Stengen is like, okay, baby, are you okay? And she's like, no, I'm not. Ever since that accident, just felt like, you were laughing at me. They're all gonna laugh at you. They're all gonna laugh at you. Overreacting like a mofo, okay? She's crying and she always has to try to find some kind of reason why Sinjin always has to apologize to her. This mofo has to apologize to her all the time. And it's just really, really, to me, in my opinion, it is getting so old. And I know that he is just tired of going through the things that he's been going through with Tonya, okay? But anyway, they successfully make it there. He drives too much on the curb, okay? He done tore all the paint off the side of the car. But you know what? They successfully get to the brother's house. When they get there, like I said, they were very emotional. You could tell that they were close. That you could see the similarities in the two brothers. That they actually really kind of look alike. You know what I mean? One is darker, one is lighter. And Sinjin begins to tell the brother, how much he loves him and, wishing him well and all of that kind of stuff. And of course, Tonya is sitting there ear hustling. I think that she doesn't have to follow Sinjin around everywhere. I understand she probably wanted to see the brother too. But at some point, boo, get lost, get lost, in a forest, in a desert. Just get lost. Allow him the opportunity to spend with his brother. But you know what? Regardless of the fact, he did tell his brother how he felt about America. And he was like, it's a lot going on in America. And, it's the grass is not greener on the other side. And Sinjin is really being honest about how he feels about America. He's really not feeling it. And you know what? It's okay. That, what's good for the goose ain't always good for the gander. And, you have to try it in order to see. But right now he's trying to be in this committed relationship that Tonya indicated to the mother and the daughter that he's not. She's saying that, she don't believe that Sinjin is as committed. Well, how can Sinjin be committed when he's not the soulmate? Right now, Sinjin is standing in the way of the soulmate, boo. The thing about it is you put it out there, and now you have to live with it, and you're a little tad bit uncomfortable with what you have found yourself getting into. But I mean, what it is until it ain't what it ain't, okay? And so the mother was like, she just needs some supervision, she needs some counseling, she needs some guidance, she needs some therapy, she needs a couple of pills. I mean, some things that this chick needs in order to, ground herself, because Tonya is all over the place talking about she wants to have these little children and all of this kind of stuff. And I don't understand, why Tonya has that crutch, because she's not using it. I don't know if this is a prop. This is something that she wants for sympathy or empathy. But I'm just like, girl, you don't need that. I mean, she's talking about, her knees and all this kind of stuff. And, trying to compare notes with the brother and, trying to one him up. You know what I'm saying? When the brother got, had knee surgery and, almost lost his life and all of that kind of stuff. And she trying to one up the brother. Put the crutch down. We know you don't need it. It is what it is until it's not what it's not. The next couple that I want to talk about is Angela and Michael. Angela has finally come out and told Michael the truth about the fact that she may not be able to have a baby, okay? And so because she may not be able to have a baby, she's in a tailspin because now the rabbit has the gun. Basically, Michael now is the one who's making the decision on whether or not the two of them are going to be married. And this is an uncomfortable position for Angela to be in, because Angela has always, been the one that has been in charge of everything, if you will, okay? And so now Michael has to make a decision on whether he's going to stay with Angela or he's not. And so Angela and Michael, decide to take a boat ride because I guess the two of them are stressed. And she brings the subject up again. And Michael says, I really want to have this baby. This is something that I want for myself. But, right now Michael is kind of putting it on his mama, but he says it is part of his culture, and I do believe that is part of his culture. But Michael, just go ahead on a bit. Just be a man about it, okay? Just be a man and tell a girl that you you really want to have a baby. Michael says that, I really do want to be with you, Angela, but I don't know how mama gonna feel about it. So Angela's like, well, what the heck does mama got to do with this? Mama shouldn't have anything to do with this. When two people love one another, they need to make sure that they stay together, and and they don't care what any of the outside sources or outside friends or families or foes or network says about them being together. And Michael is like, Angela, it may be simple to you, but for me it is not that simple. And so Angela now has to sit back and wait for Michael to make this decision. And this is why Angela is basically pressing the issue with Michael about whether or not he wants to be with her or not. Michael is okay. I believe that Michael is in love with Angela to an extent. I think that Michael is more in love with the possibility of coming to America. Now, I'm not going to say that Michael doesn't love Angela. I'm not going to say that. I do believe that there is a part of him who has become accustomed to her and used to her, like that old pair of shoes that you just don't want to get rid of. I do believe that Michael is, in love. I mean, that he loves Angela, but I don't know that he is in love with her as much as he is with the thought of coming to America. And so, Michael now has to, Angela wants Michael to have her back with the family. So Michael and Angela, get together with the sister and the sister-in-law, and they're, eating cake, okay? And so they're because they're preparing for this wedding. Angela talks about all the expenses and everything and how much money it's going to cost for her to be able to, marry Michael or have this wedding. And so the sisters, the sister-in-laws are listening and everything, and they're telling Angela about their custom, about this big wedding and all of this kind of stuff. And they was like, customarily, we believe that after you get married, we're all going to be looking for the baby. And so Angela was like, well, let me just tell you this. Remember I came here way back in the day, and I had that sonogram and that ultrasound done, and they said that I had one egg. Well, Angela said that egg has poof disappeared. Okay, and so the sister-in-law was like, wait a minute, what? I was hoping when you came over here and they said that you had the one egg that you was going to be able to make at least one cake, okay? I was hoping you was going to be able to make one cake. And she's like, no, I ain't able to make no cake. Knick-knack, paid right, give it dog a pound. Okay, she ain't able to make no cake. And so, the sister-in-laws, they're a little upset. So Michael was like, come on. She's going to be doing the paperwork. We got to have this big wedding. Come on, sister-in-law. Now, I'm going over to America. Now, remember when we had the kids at the house and we tutoring the kids about America and about Uncle Michael going to America? Let's just keep this hope alive, okay? Let's sweat the small stuff, because at the end of the day, once I get into America, I can go head on to get me. You know what I'm saying? So the sister-in-law was like, okay, well, you're gonna probably need a circuit, whatever. And Angela was like, it doesn't make any sense that Michael has to live his life around what the family believes, and you all should not be forcing him to struggle with saying yes to the dress or yes to the suit, the purple suit, the white suit or the purple one. Don't make a difference. He should not be under this kind of pressure. And so the sister-in-law was like, boo, it's customary over here. I don't know how mama gonna feel about this, okay? And as soon as we leave up out of here, I'm gonna be calling her and letting her know that you're unable to provide a cake for us. And so Michael was like, Angela thinks that this is all about my mother, but this ain't all about my mother. This is about me too. Okay, so Michael is laying down, he's laying down the gauntlet, basically he's letting them know, I have a say-so in all of this as well. This isn't just about, my mama. Okay, Angela is going to marry Michael. We all know that the ceremony happened. Angela was happy that the family is going to be able to pay for the wedding, because they said they want a big wedding and all of that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, let's see what happens, okay? Let's see what happens all up in between and betwixt, and how mama going to carry on and all that kind of stuff, just because we interested in the drama. You know what I'm saying? We're here for the mess, okay? We are here for the mess. The next person that I want to talk about is Larissa and Eric. Larissa takes her tail over there to Eric's house. And, she's in Eric's house. She done left Carmen's house. She's sitting at Carmen's house because basically the best friend, called and basically threatened Larissa, indicating that if she didn't bring that phone back, the po-po was going to get called, because basically Larissa has allegedly defamed Eric's, name and everything. So, of course, he's threatening her, with immigration and, deportation and all of that kind of stuff. And Larissa was like, I ain't having it. It's my phone. Do what you got to do. But at the same time, Larissa is scared as hell, all right, as she should be, because Larissa is trying to stay in the state so that she can continue to pay for that $10,000 face, and maybe she's trying to get a $30,000 body. I don't know what Larissa is doing, but as far as I'm concerned, when she sat across that table from Carmen, honey, it won't no makeup, it won't nothing, no. Like Larissa looked like a piece of trash. And I want to believe that this is how Larissa looks all the time. This is how Larissa look all the time, okay? Now let's tell the truth and let's shame the devil, okay? Larissa looked absolutely horrible. That cotton freaking stuff she got on her. Anyway, so Larissa now, is going back and forth. And Carmen was like, you shouldn't be with a man who's going to talk about, your sex or your inability to, please him and all of that kind of stuff. And so, next thing you know, somebody like, knocking up on that door. And so Larissa was like, oh my God. Oh my God, it's the police. They coming to get me. So Carmen was like, baby, hold up. Stand down, y'all. Stand there, don't get right, go to the door. So, Carmen walking to the door and everything, you know what I'm saying? And Larissa's like, oh my God, I ain't nowhere to hide. I ain't got nowhere to hide. So, of course, Carmen goes, outside and everything, bring the, lift the drama up and everything. And Larissa goes, walking to the door because she just can't help it. And Carmen come back and was like, boo, it was Amazon. She got a little package from Amazon, the lipstick that she had been looking for finally arrived. And so, Larissa is sitting there and she asked Carmen, Carmen told her, Larissa, you can pack your stuff up and come on back here. As long as you're not with Eric, we good to go and you can live in here. So Larissa was like, all right, then, let me go back. So Larissa goes back to the house and she's talking to Eric. Now, I don't know if Eric is just like, I don't know. I don't want to accuse him of anything. But all of this, no, Larissa, you in my house. This mofo was directing an orchestra, landing a plane. He was he was dancing. He was doing sign language. This mofo was, no, Larissa, I can't understand why you would even try. You said that you was going to let all of this stuff go. And now you don't want to let it go. And I don't understand why you don't want to. I said, okay. What are we doing here? I don't understand how Larissa was having a conversation with Eric. With all of this stuff that was going on. And, no, you in my house. You in my house. Okay? So, when you in my house, you do as I say, do. And like, just say what you got to say, Eric. So, of course, Larissa is, calling him out his name, calling him trashy, saying that, she wants to know what it is that he said to all of these women. Larissa, what difference does it make? Larissa says that she's embarrassed. She said if she wasn't able to please him the way that he needed to be pleased, all he had to do was hit her sister up and give her some directions. Give her a couple of books and some movies and some videos. Give her something. But, Eric said that he did this because he was angry. He said, but, you're trying to drudge up the past. You're calling all of these women and you're texting these women from my past, Larissa, and that's not what you should do. But, some women, they have a tendency to want to know all of that kind of stuff. As for me in my household, I don't give a cotton freaking dag on what's going on between you and your ex. Well, to an extent, okay, because I really want to, I want to know some of the tea, but I don't need you to pour me a whole cup, okay? But Larissa, is going back and forth with Eric about this kind of crap, and it's just really driving her crazy. So Eric was like, what are you going to do? Are you going to stay here or are you going to leave? And so Larissa's like, I'm tired. I have not had a bath. I have not put on all my miracle serum. I have not done any of that. And so I will be leaving in the morning. But bitch, the phone was under the bed the whole time. Because, this was the point. This was his point of contention. This is what he was using to try to, threaten the girl. A damn cell phone. He was like, well, give me the password so I can, log out of it. Larissa was like, dummy, it's been under the bed the whole time. I ain't had the mofo. It's absolutely ridiculous. I saw somewhere on Instagram where it said that Eric actually had a cotton freaking flip phone. And that's why Larissa had to give him the phone. Now, that's a daggone shame. That's a sin and a shame that this mofo is so cheap. Like when we was going up to his house looked like one of them houses where, you just don't want any of the kids to go to when they go out trick-or-treating. That's the house that's sitting on the that you just be like, nah. We're not going to that house for Halloween. We skipping by there. Matter of fact, they ain't even on a church list for Christmas carols this year. Okay? We ain't even singing Christmas carols up that mofo. We skipping that. We skipping that house. All right. Happy New Year to you, mofo. Because it just was just sitting in the dark. Bars all, oh my God. I was like, this is a hardtail mess right here that we looking at. Okay. The next couple that I want to talk about is Andre and the family. Andre lost his mind at that cotton freaking table. He kept, here's the thing. Libby instigates and then she tries to throw a rock and hide her hand. She's on the brother at one point, but then when everything pop off and Andre goes to 1,000, now all of a sudden she wants Andre back down at a 10. Your father and your brother have come over here from the United States of America. Yes, they were wrong to sit at that table and continue to ask questions over and over. But the level at which Andre went to, it just did not, to me, warrant all of that. Unless, of course, there is something that Andre is trying to hide. Now, I don't know what Andre is trying to hide. At this point, it doesn't make a difference what Andre is trying to hide because Libby isn't going anywhere. She is absolutely in love with this man. But when I'm looking at this thing, I'm saying to myself, Andre, there is something that you are trying to hide and something that your friends are willing to hide for you. Like the friends were sitting up there like we know telling no secrets, okay? No secrets are being told up in this mofo, which I understand because if it was my homegirl, I would have her back too. But it's like Shawty, like young for real, like something is really going on when you sitting up there talking about something. You gonna F somebody up, you're gonna kick somebody's A, get the F out of here. I'll whoop your A. Let's go outside. You know what I'm saying, in the rain. And the brother was like, well, you gotta go outside. We can go right here. So he was like, I'm gonna F you up. And he was like, come on with it. Come on with it. So, they up and everybody holding them. And they like that. You know what I'm saying? They have all of that motion in the ocean. But, they was all like this and everything. They. And Andre staring down at him like, I said, God dang. Okay? Andre looking a little hot. Yes, he was. I got the fan on and I'm still hot. See how I be sweating for y'all? My good old faithful. So Andre, is out. Andre is ready to fight. And, the friends was like, we with Andre because basically you asking too many questions, young. He's unwilling to answer it. All of us are unwilling to answer it. And, you provoking the man. And so, why if you like me, you was able to see both sides. Like I saw both sides. I understood what Andre was saying, and I understood what the father and the brother was saying. But you know what? Enough is enough. And when you're around people's family and stuff like that, you're trying to embarrass them, which is what the brother was trying to do. You're trying to embarrass them and everything. Ain't nobody really going to go for all of that. You know what I'm saying? Back up, young. You didn't already ask the questions 50 million times. Back up. But again, Andre was disrespectful. He kept telling them to get up from the table, to leave out of there, not hospitable at all. Now, when Andre, daddy came to America, nobody treated him like that. Like, ain't nobody do young like that. And so it really wasn't fair for Andre to be trying to dismiss them out. But, Libby was like, y'all just alike. You and the brother, you know what I'm saying? Andre and the brother are just like, I say Andre like that because that's how Libby likes to say Andre, okay? She likes to say Andre. So I figured that I would do as Libby did, okay? And I would call him Andre. So I know that Andre is probably getting on y'all nerve because, it's kind of making my tongue numb to say Andre the way that Andre always says Andre. But I just wanted to make sure that you all understood why I would say Andre like the way that I was saying Andre and the way I've been saying Andre. So anyway, Andre, goes outside. Libby convinces him to go outside. And, of course, he's still belligerent and loud and acting stupid and goofy and all of that kind of stuff. And she's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? How dare you want to fight my brother? They came over here for you. Andre didn't want them to come anyway. And Libby knows that. But Libby thinks that stuff is cute. She thinks it's hot. She thinks it's sexy. And so, basically the brother is like, I'm going to sit up here and I'm going to bump my gums. I'm going to talk just as much crap as he talk. If he talking crap, I'm talking crap. He want to fight, I'll fight him. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We came over here for a wedding and everything, but we can go ahead on and do it. Let's get ready to rumble. Wait a minute, let me say it again. Let's get ready to rumble. I'm so goofy sometimes. So anyway, it ended up escalating. The friends came outside and they were like, look, Andre, man, you have messed up the night. You've messed up the party. And you really don't need to act like that. And Andre was like, I don't care about what you all think. I really don't care. I'm going to act the way I want. And now that you said something to me and by way of correcting me, now I feel like you're taking his side. So Lizzie and Andre end up leaving, and the father was like, you know what? I've had a great time with you all. I'm not going to count this against Moldova. Okay, bitch, don't nobody care if you counted against Moldova or not. Okay, that's besides the point. The next couple that I want to talk about is Jess and Debbie and Colty. Debbie really, unfortunately, really seems like she's got this thing for her son. Debbie sat there in her manipulative way and indicated to Colty, brought up Vanessa in front of Jess. Okay? Jess hops up and runs out of the room and everything because Debbie was like, you know what, you need to grow up. You're acting very immature. Debbie is not around the family anymore, and she's not around, the tools that would go up for real, okay? For real, for real. And so Debbie is, she got a little bit of hair on her chest. So she's thinking, she's like that. So she's taking this opportunity to dig into Jess because she wants Cole to see Jess act similar to to Larissa so that she can justify her position of wanting her son to herself. And I really think it's absolutely sickening. It's like the more we watch this, the sicker this like this is getting sad, okay? And so anyway, Debbie is, sitting there and she's agitating and manipulating in only Debbie's way. And she's saying to, well, Colt, this is, similar to Larissa. I mean, she's very jealous. You're allowed to have friends. I innocently said something about Vanessa. I had no idea that you didn't tell Jess about her. But even if I was manipulating and throwing shade and causing confusion in your life, surely she should not have acted like this. You don't think that she'll act like this in the future? You don't believe, Colty, that you have a right to be friends with Vanessa? Colty, you don't... Debbie, stop that stuff. Then when the producers asked Debbie, did you know she going to give a little dry eye wink? I said, girl, if you don't go ahead on that. Like, I'm telling you right now, Debbie. So Colty understands that his mother is, manipulating. He understands that his mother is trying to pull out all the stops. And so, Colty's like, I'm stressed out. I'm so innocent and I'm stressed out. I can't believe that she would act like that. I really love her, but I can't tolerate this stuff. I mean, Mom, you're right. This really is. I really am a victim in all of this, Mom. I'm so innocent. I didn't do anything wrong, Mom. You know what I'm saying? All the time in the back of his mind saying, my mother is manipulating. My mother is trying to do everything she can to break up me and Jessica. See how two-faced Colty is? Colty is so two-faced that he can't even be authentic with his own mother. So Colty's mother was like, I can't believe that she's acting like that, but you can stay down here. Baby, won't you go ahead on the stay down here on the pull-out sofa? If that don't sound like a hoe and he, go hit on, baby. I know you've been drinking and, you've been doing all of that kind of stuff. Go hit on and lay down on the sofa, sweetie, so that we can, you'll be safe for the night and you don't have to drive anywhere. And, Debbie! It's just so nasty and gross. It's like what a woman would do for a man that she just trying to creep up on in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? With that whap, okay? Shout out to Carly B and Meg Thee Stallion. So Colty's like, no, I love her. I really feel for her. Let me go and run, downstairs. And I'm going to run upstairs and I'm going to make sure everything's okay. So, of course, Colty gets up there and Justin had a fit. Justin walked outside the hotel booth. She done got that daggone cell phone. She was up on that cell phone like boop, 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 boop. She done got the phone number to Vanessa from the text, from Colty's phone. She texts her and Vanessa said, we talk every day, boo. We basically best friends. I basically live here with them. So, of course, Vanessa is walking her tight red dress. That dress ain't do nothing for Vanessa's shape. It just really accentuated how thick her thighs is. Like, Shorty got thick thighs. Okay, them like thicker than that snicker thighs. Like, them thighs look like they causing all kinds of forest fires and burning up the crouch of her pants. And, like, she just, like, them thighs thicker than, thick, like, thick. So anyway, She walks onto the elevator. She is stomping through the room. She's stomping with the big dogs, okay? And Colty come up in that camp and don't realize that Justin already, made that phone call, made that text message, phone call, that text message, that email, that Graham girl, and Colty comes in and Jess is throwing shoes. You liar! You liar! Basically, she told him that he was a liar and that she had talked to Vanessa. She showed him the cell phone to let him know that he was cold, busted, and disgusted. Colty was trying to act like he could not see it. He was balling up in a knot when she was trying to give him the phone. Next thing you know, he reads it. He understands. Now he wants 5 minutes. Now after you done been cold busted and you can't lie anymore, Colty, because Colty admitted that he was wrong. He said to his mama, but he admitted that he was wrong because he was the one that lied and misled her to believe, okay, that he had no more connection with her. She even said that Colty had given her text messages, screenshots of text messages that he allegedly sent to Vanessa saying, I'm with Jess and I love Jess and I don't want to talk to you anymore. This mofo, was making up text messages to send her to reassure her. That's the kind of stuff that will make you bust somebody's, that's the kind of stuff that will make you tear somebody. So anyway, now Colty wants 5 minutes. Just said, I ain't giving it to you. Just took her luggage. She was going back and forth through the hallway. Everywhere Colty was, she didn't want to be. The cameraman was stuck all up on the elevator with the camera like this. Like it was so much stuff going on. And we're going to get into it on my other channel, Auntie's Advice Channel for Women. If you have not already subscribed, boo, I'm trying to tell y'all, that's where we're going to go in depth up on this camp. And I'm going to be rickety raw, okay? Because I'm trying to be on my best behavior over here since I just got out of YouTube jail. All right? So basically, she is acting a complete and total fool. She packed up her bags and was like, I'm going to go and be with my ex-boyfriend and I'm going to F him for the night. Because I'm every woman. It's all in me. Okay? Just says I'm every woman. Okay? I am going out with my ex-boyfriend and I am going to him. Colty was like, wait a minute, no. I'm the only one who can cheat around this mofo. She said, you's a trashy man. You're trashy and nasty. Ratchet, okay? She got up in that daggone Uber and left, and Colty was about to Earl. He was so upset because he could not believe that Jess had the upper hand up on that tail. Okay. The last couple that I want to talk about, y'all, is Asuelu and Kalani. Now, Asuelu and Kalani wake up in the morning. It's morning. We didn't sleep the night away. 'Cause there's a baby standing over there in the corner. They get up in the morning and Asuelu says that he could not sleep that night because there was a little girl standing in the corner. He said he got up to use the bathroom and could not use the bathroom because the little girl was there. So basically he was up tossing and turning all night. And Kalani says, oh, guess what? I felt some figure too when I was going to the bathroom. I don't know what the bull crap this was. Okay, let me skip back past that because I don't play with ghosts. I don't play with that mess. I don't want that mess in my house. I don't even want that thought in my head. But anyway, the two of them claimed that they saw ghosts. Really, you know what it was? They was eating pork. You know what they say that when you eat pork at night, pork will give you nightmares, bitch. Stop eating the pork at night. Go to bed and don't eat no pork. If you're going to eat pork, you're going to have to eat pork and be up for at least 6 to 7 hours before you go lay down because my mama used to always tell me, if you got a nightmare, it's because you ate some damn pork. Okay? So anyway, the two of them, Asuelu apologizes to her for his reaction in the car. He's anxious to go and see his family. And so Kalani comes over. And, because Kalani had indicated that she would only meet with Asuelu's family if Kalani came along with them. So, of course, Kalani comes into the house. It's awkward between her and Asuelu, but he has promised that he is going to try to be on his best behavior. So the three of them, get into the ride, and they're going to go and meet the family in downtown Seattle or downtown Washington, wherever the hell they at. Ugh, good. I hate when I yawn. It's because I be talking real fast. So anyway, the three of them decide that they're going to take the boys and they're going to meet the family because they're going to be, eating from those little truck vendors, which I love, okay? And so, they're waiting there in the middle, of this park, I guess. And, it was a concrete park, though. And they're waiting for them. And they're like, where are they? And Oswego was like, they're going to meet us here. So then he sees the family coming forward. Now it's his mama, his sister Tammy, and his sister Rose. Now, I ain't trying to offend nobody. But why the hell is it that the only person that knows sign language is Tammy? Now, the sister Rose allegedly is deaf. The mama, Asuelu, the daddy, don't nobody know how to communicate with this girl. And she didn't look like she was no young chick. She looked like she was like 30. But bitch, the only person in the family that knows how to talk and communicate with Rose is the sister Tammy. And I'm sitting up there, and they said, and Tammy, damnly don't really know how to speak it. She just faking the sign language. I said, is it me? How the hell is this girl? I'm getting dizzy. I said, now I don't know if this is fake. See, I don't want my makeup to be running. I don't know if this is fake. But so they just dragging Rose, basically. They got Rose by the hand. Rose is out there in the promised land by herself. Rose is out there just to feed. I mean, and like who does anybody care about Rose? You can't make this stuff up. They dragging Rose across the thing, and he like, Tammy. So Tammy comes running because Tammy knows that he called out her name. But what about Rose? Rose just standing there like. Can you imagine everybody around there talking and you just like this in silence? And I ain't making fun of nobody. I'm just saying, can you imagine that? Like that has got to be like a lonely existence when you can't even communicate with your mama, your daddy, your brothers, your sisters, nobody in the family. they dead ass wrong, y'all. Now y'all know they dead ass wrong. So anyway, they greet each other, and our sweet little mother said, I miss you, son. And so, she walks up and she's greeting the kids and everything, and they're hugging. And then she says, son, I miss you. And she is on Asuelu. I was looking like Kalani and Kolani. I was like, I guess. I guess they tongue kissing and everything. I guess. I mean, is this how we greeting at each other now? I mean, I guess. I guess. I mean, okay. I mean, what? Now, granted, the mother wasn't kissing him that like directly on the mouth, but that was so uncomfortable. Oh my God. After that, the mama is like, son, I miss you, woody woody woo. Asuelu is like, walking with Kalani, and he was like, how did the greeting go? How did you think everything went? And she was like, I thought it was a little awkward. And he was like, well, what do you mean? She was like, the way your mother was, on you like that. And so Asuelu was like, no, my mommy was kissing me here and here. And she was like, no, your mother was like, And so Asuelu cussed her out and was like, look, B, I ain't got time for this boop, 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 and walked away. So they decide to go to some trucks, food trucks. It's a plaza full of food trucks. And they decide that they're going to sit inside because it's cold and they don't want the kids to be cold. So Asuelu decides that he and Kalani are going to go out to the food trucks and they're going to get food. So Asuelu goes up to the first food truck and was like, I want the best of the best, okay? I want your best of the best of whatever you have, and I want it free. And then he goes from each truck asking for the best of the best. Of course, they see him with camera crews. And so this is free publicity for them. So I'm sure that many of them offered him free food. But the thing about it is, if you ain't got the money, young, stop playing. Don't even play. So, of course, Kalani and Kolani walk, and they go to different trucks. And he has all this food that he brings to the table. And he got these 3 women who are sitting there like, except for Rose. Because Rose don't know what's going on, okay? Don't forget, ain't nobody use no sign language. Okay? Don't nobody know nothing but Tammy. So the mother was like, Asuelu was like, I'm hoping that my mother don't say nothing about no money. I'm hoping we just be able to enjoy ourselves. So the mother, after she had gotten her some food in, gotten her, a good burp in, the mother was like, Asuelu, where my money? So Asuelu was like, I don't, do you have what I asked you for, Asuelu? Asuelu was like, I have some money. How much? So Asuelu was like, 100. The mother was like, where's your mind? Where is your mind? Now the sister, Rose, that had been quiet as a mouse, was like, she said, money, I understand. I understood $100. That's what Rose saw. Rose saw this. Rose said, "Oh?" Debbie, Debbie said, man ain't knew how to come in. Rose was like, said, bitch. Rose know how to talk now. The mama said, what is on your mind? What is on your mind? I asked you for $1,000. I swear, Lucy, I got a family. She said, I don't care that, but the sister was like, look. You know damn well in our culture that you're supposed to take care of your family above your other family. You ain't sent us nothing. The mother was sitting there like, where my money? Run me my money, Swallow. Run me my money, Swallow. I know Kalani has something to do with this fact. Kalani's sitting there like, Kalani was like, this is the most awkward gathering I've ever been at. After they ate that food and got a good burp, bitch, they was down to the business of it all. Where's the money? Asuelu said that he only had $100. The mother was like, look, bitch, let me tell you something. I'm done. I am done. Kalani asked the sister, she said, you're supposed to send money home. The mother said, I want to send money to Samoa. For the family, for the father, your father, and everybody. I want to send money home to the family. Asuelo, you know that I asked you for a total. The sister said, where the money at? Kalani said, do you send money home? The sister was like, that's none of your business. Kalani was like, it is my business. The mother was like, I'm done. Mama gets up from the table and walks away. Asuelu is sitting there. He's broken because Kalani had already told Asuelu that your mother and them is all about the Benjamins, baby. You're having to buy your love. You should not have to buy the love and the affection that you desire from your mother. And she's absolutely correct. I don't know what the dealio is. I don't know if that's part of their culture. If you know, put it down in the comment section. If anybody got offended, please let me know. Please know that when I was talking about Rose, I was not making fun of the handicap, about her being deaf or anything like that. I was making banter about the scene and about them saying that nobody knew it but her. So it was not meant to make fun of anybody's handicap, disability, or whatever you may call it. I know that sometimes people get offended, but that is not my intent here, okay? So I'm hoping that you all enjoyed this review. I am so glad to be back. We will be doing a party out on this mofo. For detailed information and detailed reviews, that will still be going on my Auntie's Advice channel for women. And I can't wait to meet you all over there tomorrow. Yeah, we'll be over there tomorrow. I will try to make it before 90 Day Fiance the other way. And hopefully I'll be able to come out live. I'm not sure. Got a whole lot of stuff on my plate. And I am recouping from not feeling that well, okay, over the last several days. But I missed y'all. Members, be looking for a members only chit chat with your auntie now that we are back live and we can conversate with everybody. Y'all, thank y'all so much for being here. I love you all to pieces. Again, if I had to rate tonight's episode, I would rate this episode a C. Let me know down in the comments section what you would rate this episode. Thank you so much, beloved, for the super chat. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Love y'all.